Hello, friends. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things happening around you. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, I say thank you very much, because I know that at the end of this news, you are going to subscribe. And I want you to press the red button and also the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime we publish any news. Thank you very much once again. If truly Buhari is fighting poverty, he should remove the fraudulent subsidy regime, says Emir Sanusi. Since I have decided to come here, you have to accept what I have said here. And please, if you don't want to hear the truth, if you do not want to hear the truth, never invite me. Mohammed Sanusi to the Emir of Kano has raised the alarm over unfavorable economic policies leading the country to bankruptcy, urging President Muhammadu Buhari to remove the fraudulent subsidy regime. Sanusi, who was former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, made the revelation on Tuesday while speaking at the ongoing third National Treasury Workshop organized by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, holding in Consultation Hall, Government House, Kano. He said the country is bankrupt and we are heading for bankruptcy. What happened is that the federal government do pay petroleum subsidy, pay electricity tariff subsidy, and if there's a rise in interest rates, federal government pays. What is more life-threatening than the subsidy that we have to sacrifice education, health sector, and infrastructure for us to have cheap petroleum? If truly President Buhari is fighting poverty, he should remove the risk on the national financial sector and stop subsidy regime which is fraudulent. Since I have decided to come here, you have to accept what I have said here. And please, if you do not want to hear the truth, never invite me. So let us talk about the state of public finance in Nigeria. We have a number of very difficult decisions that we must make, and we should face the reality. His Excellency the President said in his inaugural speech that his government would like to lift 100 million people out of poverty. It was a speech that was well received not only in this country but the worldwide. The number of people living with poverty in Nigeria are frightening. By 2015, by 2050, 85% of those living in extreme poverty in the world will be from the African continent, and Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo will take the lead. 2 days ago, I read that the percentage of government revenue going to debt services has risen to 70%. And then you continue subsidizing petroleum products and spending 1.5 trillion per annum on and spending 1.5 trillion naira per annum on petroleum subsidy. And when we are subsidizing electricity tariff, and maybe you have to borrow from the capital market or Central Bank of Nigeria to service the shortfall in the electricity tariff, where is the money to pay salary? Where is the money for education? And where other government projects? Um, this is a well thoughtful submission and analysis from the Emir of Emir Sanusi. Let me just put it that way. And just like at the stand of Dino Milai, he says, he always says that if you say the truth, you die. If you don't say the truth, you die. And I know that a lot of people have really been coming for this man because of the way he says things, the way they are. A lot of people might not really like him. A lot of people will like, okay, when you were the CBN governor, what did you do? You know, you try to sabotage some people. All those ones are still allegations. But when we want to look it at the surface, this man is always hitting the nail on the head. Even at some point, he made mention that the northern leaders are not really helping issue, because instead of them to concentrate more on education, they see their children all over the streets. They call them Amajiri or something. They see them littering all over the place. Nobody is talking about, you know, on how to equip these children. And that is why you see most of them joining what they are not supposed to join. And that's why we are having most of the problem we have today. That if they could really concentrate more on education, so that they will remove these children from the streets, so that they'll be well equipped. But now what the federal government is just adamant in doing, or what they are priding themselves on, is about this school feeding. What is school feeding in the first place? When you give a child a meal in a day, the atmosphere, the environment the child is learning is not conducive. Even the teachers that are even teaching the children, you are not paying them as at when due. The whole place is just dilapidated. You see children writing on blocks, some sitting on the planks, and you say you are feeding them. Okay, with that feeding, how has their life, been transformed? What has really changed educationally? What have they really gained? I just think that maybe they are not just, looking, taking look at the real issue to prioritize what is really needed to be done. They leave the main issue and just, start pursuing substance, or start pursuing shadow, leaving the substance and start pursuing shadow. And that is what is happening. And that's we see that a lot of resources are really being wasted on this. Just like Sanusi has said that, if you don't want to hear the truth, don't invite me, because he will say the things the way they are. He will say them the way they are. It's like challenging the president. If really you are fighting corruption, remove subsidy. This is one of the reasons why this government came on board. Based on this propaganda, they really criticized the former governor, the former government, the government of Goodluck Jonathan. They were really like on them. Oh, they shouldn't remove subsidy. And we didn't know that Jonathan meant well, but a lot of them came up, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. And even Buhari came up to say that subsidy is a scam. Subsidy is a scam. That anybody telling you that is paying for subsidy is is a scam. The person is not saying the truth. But unfortunately, they came in, they are even paying thrice of what even Jonathan government was paying. So who is deceiving who? That means this government came on the platform of propaganda. They just came, they just sang the rhetoric for people to be able to vote for them. And up till now, this is the 5th year, or can we say the 4th year in the government. They've not been able to remove this subsidy. They can't even tell us the details of how this subsidy, is being implemented. Now they are even doubled. It's even thrice of what government Jonathan was even paying. Like he said, you are subsidizing fuel, and people are living in abject poverty. So what are we going to, how are we going to balance the whole thing? That if really you are fighting corruption, because there's corruption embedded in that area, and which they are not even looking at, and the president is the minister of petroleum. So what are we talking about? The refineries they told us that they were going to build, that it was out of corruption that is making the refinery not to have worked. Now Kachuku is already gone with all the thing he boasted that a refinery will be built and all of that. If not, he has to be removed. Though nobody removed it, his tenure has ended, and somebody is going to replace him. So the subsidy they are talking about, that it was really a scam. So what can they call it now? They are trying to fine-tune the whole thing, give it another name. The other day, Festus Keyamo came on national TV, on channels. He was trying to give it another name that is not subsidy, is a kind of premium. I think that was what he used. So they'll just try to defend themselves, to patch themselves. But what we know is that if really you are fighting corruption, because you said subsidy is a scam, and now you are paying times 3 of the people that you were criticizing then. So what do we talk about that? The level of poverty, or the level at which poverty is really going, is really, really alarming. It's really, really alarming. So guys, that's just my own submission. I would like you guys to deliberate on this. Let's rub minds together and leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening. Bye.